At age 16, being a man meant brown boots and armor suits. I was still sandboxes and snack time. I didn't know that yet. When we broke up, I cried for days. You see, I was a little boy. That's what little boys do. We also like to play pretend. When you started to call late at night, your voice a barely audible mass of tears and static, I knew what I had to be. When your mother set a 12:30 curfew so she could curse you out till 2, I knew what I had to be when depression and domestic abuse clawed at your insides, turned your strength and independence into jaundiced memories. I knew I had to be a man. And men do not cry. And the night you felt unsafe going home alone, I accompanied you, sat at the end of your kitchen table as you and your mother tossed bombshells over my head. I was no man's land. And I still remember your father sitting on the counter's edge in his pajamas like a boy watching his parents fight. He was not crying. You see, the thing about little boys is we learn fast. When my oldest friend of 11 years, my cat, suddenly died and I was digging his grave in the yard to the side, I felt like an uncaring undertaker. I was packed down too tight. I couldn't dig myself out. I couldn't dig myself out. I couldn't dig myself out of a culture that teaches boys being a man as a carburetor heart and an unbreakable armor suit. I was still young, and earthworms and lemonade and snack time, and I'm sorry that my shoulders were too bony to hoist up your shattering world, and I'm sorry that my frame was too frail to fight for one, let alone two, and I'm sorry the man I promised you I could be was a fairy tale taught so that little boys in pajamas don't cry. But you have to understand, you were not the only one broken by those promises. The day I left you, I cried like an overturned water bottle. I was dripping for days. I'm still not dry. Now I know I am no man, but I am too old for play pretend.